If you're spending a lot of time calculating your expenses for your company because you have contractors or staff that are remote and they have to send in receipts or invoices, which you then have to go and read and then put into a spreadsheet, today I'm going to remove all that grunt work for you by using AI. If you're new to the channel, my name's Daniel and I've been working in AI for 7+ years. And now I help businesses understand and implement AI effectively. I recently implemented this time-saving automation for a construction company, and I thought it would be useful for you as well. So let's get into it. Let's say we have a receipt like this. Normally we're going to have to read through it and see where it came from and get the total and plot it into a spreadsheet. But what we're going to do is have this automatically done using AI. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to use Telegram, which is very, very similar to WhatsApp. And we're just going to upload the receipt that we have, which is this one here. And once we upload it, we're going to let the AI do its magic and it's automatically going to pop up in our spreadsheet over here. As you can see, it's just popped up and we've got the date, we've got the vendor, the description, the invoice number, and the cost all put into our spreadsheet without us having to do anything. So here's what we're going to be doing today. First thing is we're going to be creating an N8N workflow. Then we're going to set up a Telegram bot that can receive these invoices and send it to our N8N workflow. After that, we're going to connect Google Gemini, which is an AI model that's really, really amazing at doing this sort of thing. And we're going to connect that to our N8N workflow. And the final step is that after the Google Gemini AI has processed our invoices, we're going to upload them to our spreadsheet. Before we do anything, you need to make sure that you've created an N8N account. We need to download Telegram, so you can download it on your mobile or you can do it on the desktop once you've downloaded it. You need to have a Google account. And we also need to create a Google spreadsheet for us to connect to N8N. So to create an N8N account, you just got to go to n8n.io and click Get Started. And once you've clicked that, then you just got to fill in the details over here and you can start a 14-day trial. Okay, so once we're in N8N, the first thing we want to do is click on Create Workflow over here. Once we've clicked on that, we're going to get a new workflow that's come in. So I'm going to name this Receipt Reading Tutorial. Name it something that you would like. We are going to click on Add First Step and we're going to type in here Telegram, and we see Telegram pop up, and we're going to go down to On Message and click on On Message. And now we've got our first node in N8N. And what this is going to do is wait for messages from Telegram, from a bot that we will create very shortly. So if we click on this, what we need to do is connect a credential. So to create a new credential, we're just going to click on the drop down over here and we're going to go Create New Credential. And I'm going to call this Telegram Receipt Reading Bot. And it's asking here for an access token. So to create the access token, we need to go into Telegram, which I'm going to do over here. Okay, so when we're in Telegram, we want to first search, and we're going to search for someone called the Botfather. As you can see, it's popped up here. So we're going to click on Botfather. We're going to hit Start. And you see we got a whole bunch of options here that can allow us to create a bot. So the one that we want is to click on New Bot. You can do /New Bot, or you can just click on this. And now we got to name our bot. So I'm going to name him Receipt Reading Tutorial. Okay, we're going to hit Enter. And now we got to give it a username. So to do that, we're going to call him Receipt Reading Tutorial Bot. Hit Enter. And as you can see, he says done. Congratulations on the new bot. And we get this token over here. So what we do is just click on this, and that's going to copy it to our clipboard. Then we go back to N8N and we're going to paste that into the access token over here. Once we've done that, we hit save, and now it has successfully created our Telegram connection. So then we can just close that, and now we've got our credentials set up here. So to test to make sure that this works, what we will do is go back to Telegram, and we're going to find our bot. which we can do by just clicking on here, and we're going to hit start. And to make sure that it works, what we will do is we're going to send a message from Telegram to this bot, and we want to receive the message in N8N. So we're going to hit execute step over here, which is going to listen for messages coming in from that bot. As you can see, we've already got a message that's come in, and this one says that the message was /start. If we want to try it again, we can go back to our bot and we can say hello, hit enter, and over here, we've got another message that's come in, and this one is going to say hello over here. So text is hello. What we're going to do next is we are going to set this up so that the Telegram bot can read the images and then bring the image into our N8N workflow. So to do that, we're going to click on our node, and we're going to add a field here, and it says download images and files. So if we click that and we just switch it on, now what will happen is that when we upload an image, so let's say I upload a receipt, like this one over here, and we send that, so now we can see that our file has come through. If we view that, it should show us the receipt over here. So now that is in our N8N workflow, and we have set up our Telegram bot. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is set up our Gemini workflow, create a new node here. We're going to select Gemini, and you should see Google Gemini pop up over here. And we want to find image actions. So we're going to click on analyze an image. And now we've got this section over here. Once again, we need to create a credential that is going to allow us to connect to Gemini. So if you don't have a credential, we're going to create a new credential over here, and it's asking us for an API key. So to create the API key, we need to go to the Google AI Studio, which you can find if you go to aistudio.google.com. Then you want to go down to Get API Key over here. Click on that, and now we're in the API Key section. You want to click on the top right over here, Create API Key. And now we're going to name our API key. So I'm going to call this Receipt Reader, and it was asking you to select a cloud project. So if you don't have a cloud project, you're just going to click on Create Project. For now, I'm going to select my one over here, which is the Invoice OCR. I'm going to click Create Key. And after that, you can see that our API key has been created over here. So after that, you're just going to copy the API key by clicking this button over here. And then we're going to go back to the API key over here in N8N, and we're just going to paste that in. After that, we're going to hit save, and now we've connected Gemini to our N8N workflow. After that, we're going to close it, and you can see that our credential has been updated over here. So now we just got to select the model. For this one, we want to use the Gemini 3 Flash Preview over here. This is the best one at the moment for reading receipts. So we're going to click on that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just update the text input, and we're going to write transcribe the contents of the receipt/invoice accurately. And then after that, we're going to drop down here, and we're going to say to him, ensure that you include the date, cost, vendor, invoice number, and description. Okay, and once we've done that, now in the input type over here, we want to click down and click on binary files, and it's just going to be the data over here. Okay, so once we've done that, we should be able to read the image that we've uploaded, and it should work. So now we're just going to hit execute step over here. So as you can see, we've got in our output here, and in the text field, this is what Gemini has seen in the invoice, which is what we're going to use in order to upload to our spreadsheet. So right now we have the ability to upload an image, a receipt, using Telegram, and now we've got Gemini being able to read the image. The next thing that we need to do is we need to turn the text that Gemini has responded to us with into a structured format that we can then use to upload to the spreadsheet. So the next step is to create another node, which we can use to take the text from Gemini and then turn it into some structured data. So I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but just bear with me and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the plus sign here, which is going to allow us to create a new node. We're going to click on AI and we're going to go down to information extractor. Okay, so in the text field over here, what we're going to type is just extract the key details from the invoice transcript provided. And I got to spell transcript correctly. There we go. And now what we need to do is we need to grab the text over here, click that and drag that into our text field. Okay. And now this is the prompt for our language model that is going to turn the kind of messy text into a structured format. So you can see once we've put that variable in here, when we've clicked and dragged it over, we've got the response from Gemini that we have over here, which is pretty much our receipt. And now we have to add the attributes that we want Gemini to extract. So we're going to click add attribute. And the first one we're going to type is going to be date. And in here, we're going to type the date and we're going to make the format. You can make the format whatever you like, but we're going to put the format as year, for, and then month, and then date like that. So then when he takes the information from the receipt, he's going to put it out in this sort of format. So then the next one we're going to do is we are going to say vendor. And this is going to be the company that the invoice or receipt is issued from. And we're going to hit required. And then down here, the next one, this is going to be the description. So we're going to type, and maybe I will just capitalize those because I capitalized the date. So we're going to go vendor and description. And this is going to be the description of the invoice. And the next one is going to be invoice number. So we're going to go invoice number. The invoice number over here. We're going to hit required. And then we're going to put the cost. And here we'll just write the cost of the invoice. And this one can be a number. So we're just going to select number for that. The rest of them can be strings. And that's it. So now we've got our 5 things that we want to extract. So we've got the cost, the invoice number, the description, the vendor, and the date. And the next thing we need to do is for this node, we need to connect a model down here. So for this one, we're going to go and select Google Gemini again. And we're going to make sure that the credential that we've selected is the one that we've added. So it's going to be this one over here. And for the model, you could use a bunch of different models for this one. I'm going to just select the same one. So we're going to do Gemini 3 Flash Preview. And now we've got that set up so we can test it with the input that we have. And we're going to hit execute step. So as you can see now, we've gone from this messy text over here to these kind of structured format where we've got the date, we've got the vendor, the description, the invoice number, and we've also got the cost over here. So now we've got Telegram and we've got Gemini set up so we can upload an image of a receipt. We can get the AI to view what's in the image and tell us what's in there. Then we've added another AI, which is basically taking the rough text and it's converting it into this kind of structured format, which is going to work perfectly when we need to add that to our spreadsheet. Okay, so the final step is to add our Google Sheets. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the plus sign again. We're going to type Sheets. And as you can see, Google Sheets has come up over here. And now we're going to select append row in sheet. Okay, so if you don't have the credential set up, what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to create a new credential and I'm going to call this Sheets Receipt Reading Tutorial. Now this one is quite easy. What we need to do is just sign in with Google over here. So you click sign in with Google And after that, it's going to say connection successful, and we're going to get a green field that pops up here, which means that it's all connected. The next thing we need to do is we need to select the document. So my one is called OCR demo. So I'm just going to search for it here. OCR demo. That should pop up. We're going to select that. And then the sheet is the sheet name that you want to select. I've only got sheet 1 over here. So we're going to add that. And here it says map each columns manually. So in my sheet, we've got date, vendor description, invoice, and cost. So all we need to do in order to upload to the Google Sheet is we are going to just click and drag the structured columns that we have here into our fields. So first one is date. So we're going to click and drag that over. And then we're going to do the vendor. We're going to get the description, the invoice number, and then the cost over here. And if you want to know what the actual output was from the Gemini model, we can go and click the drop down here, analyze image, drag the text over to the reading, and that way we've got all the fields inputted into our node. So when we hit execute step over here, we should see our upload being successful. And if we go back to our sheet over here, you can see that we've got another field which has the date, the vendor, description, invoice, cost, and the reading over here. So after that, all we have to do is click save over here. And now that it's saved, the last thing that we need to do is we need to click this from inactive and make it active over here. So now that it's been activated, we can click that and it should be good to go. I'm gonna upload a new receipt, this one, which is just a restaurant receipt. We're gonna click on that and we're gonna hit send. Okay, so that looks like it's working. We've got our vendor, the description, the invoice number, and the cost over here, as well as the original details from our receipt. Okay, and that's how you can automatically get AI to read receipts for your company and upload them to a spreadsheet so you can easily calculate your expenses. If you have any questions about this or you need any help implementing AI into your business, there is a link in the description where you can book a call with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.